Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Strange Origins Podcast. This is episode 87.
Hot damn!
What is
Shit,
that?
I was not-
Is that a fidget spinner? What is that? Oh, it's a clip.
just- But yes, hello.
But yes, hello. Howdy. I think we're slightly late on this one. But that's
I
fine.
mean, I think it's the weather,
Dude, it's raining for the next 10 days.
I know, it's kind of mad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm sad. Well, I'm not sad as well because work will be really dead. So it'll be fine for me, but like,
I wish.
yeah.
Mine's gonna be busy because everyone just wants to be inside.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I hate it.
We have a slight topic for today because we're
Okay.
going to have some order in this chaos this time.
Some order, but
We're going to
Chaos is-
start off actually because it's kind of related. So we're going to talk about like AI and stuff. I think like where it can go. I think you have got a unique sort of opinion on it because it's coming from like an artsy background. You can kind of talk about it. You know, there's fake artists
Don't
over here.
put me in a fucking spot, dude. Alright.
But first, I wanted to talk to you about Elon Musk, right?
Oh, what
That's
the
what I mean,
fuck
kind
this
of
man do
related.
again?
So this is funny. I read this whole freaking like clip, like not what's it called, like Jesus Christ, this whole slideshow of things.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll give you like the rundown and everyone at home. It's basically he had another Twitter argument with one of his employees.
Yeah.
His employee was asking like, "What's happening? I've been locked out of my work laptop and all this shit." He then said, "Well, what do you actually do here?" And he like for some reason just launched into this tirade about like, "What do you actually do here? Give me an account by account like of what you do at Twitter." Oh, this is all in public. It's not private DMs. It's not anything like that. It's just
Why?
it's not even like DMs in Twitter. It's just public.
Public
Right?
knowledge. Yeah. It's just like.
And then like the guy was like, "Well, that will breach Twitter TOS because I
Yeah.
can't talk about that stuff." And he's like, "You have my permission, basically,
Oh.
to do it publicly, right?" So then this guy outlines like everything he does at that company,
Yeah.
which is fine, right? He's talking about, and then Musk is basically clapping back and saying like, "You do nothing," right? Then the guy says, "I've also got a disability that stops me from working sometimes." And then Musk basically has gone, "That's bullshit. You don't have a you don't have this disability. It's bullshit. You just don't do anything." And then like the guy was like a massive he did like probably about like 9 paragraphs of like launched into Musk like having to go at him like
Yeah.
but really respectfully, like in a really nice way. And he was, but like there was little like slight jabs every once in a while. It's quite funny. But he's got muscular dystrophy basically, so he can't use his laptop sometimes. And like Musk was just like not having it, right? And then it finds out he sends out a tweet saying, "I would like to apologize for my." This is Musk now saying, "I would like to apologize for all the things I said. I did not understand your current situation." Basically, his lawyers have told him to apologize
Yeah.
because what they found out is that this man, the employee, Musk didn't know who he was. He has this contract because he made a tech firm. Twitter acquired that tech firm.
Yeah.
And if he gets fired, they have to pay him the remainder of that tech firm takeover, which is $100 million. So like basically they were like to Musk, the lawyers must have been like, "You need to settle this because that's $100 million. That's a lot." Right?
I
So
mean, for
what
Musk, it's
happened?
probably nothing.
Well,
to be
no, you
honest.
say that, but he's wealthy. He's the richest man in the world, but he doesn't have liquid assets, right? So what happened instantly after this whole conversation is his Tesla stock started dropping because
Oh,
they were
fuck
like
yeah.
they were like he's gonna sell Tesla stock because he needs money now to pay this guy.
Mm.
He doesn't realize this guy has like whatever he says will affect everything. The stock
Yeah,
markets.
As soon as he says, I'm surprised that they didn't step in like a lot sooner.
Because he doesn't have
Because,
that, like he doesn't have like all of his stuff doesn't go through a PR team. Like he's got
Mm.
access to his own Twitter account, which is like
Yeah.
most celebrities don't. They have like a PR team that does it for them.
Yeah, but again, I'm surprised that they didn't step in and be like, "Oh, by the way, this is
You're an
that,"
idiot,
and,
yeah. I mean, they
they-
did step in. The lawyers told him to fucking say that sorry word. So
I mean, but again, it's this is kind of what happens if you don't put a filter on people like that.
yeah, man, it made me laugh because this guy, I think he's from Iceland or something,
Mm.
the employee, and he's like beloved in that country. He's loved by everyone.
Mm.
So this was like the biggest wrong move he could have done in his life. Like Musk, it was so funny.
Because immediately just like everything just starts going down, like Tesla, like all the whole thing about
Yeah,
SpaceX, all this other shit. Like that's gonna go down. But like,
he's a weird one,
I
man.
mean,
He needs to be like kind of investigated because like I don't, I still I'm neutral on him sometimes, but like the way he influences markets by saying stuff and then just buys or sells that stuff isn't it? There should be some sort of law against that. No, like I feel like,
I don't know because I mean, technically he's not really breaching anything.
but like that time when he was like, I'm gonna buy Twitter, and then Twitter's like stocks, like I can't remember if they rose or dropped or whatever.
Fluctuated.
Yeah, and like having that much influence, like as one guy, is kind of crazy, right?
Mm.
But anyway, that leads us on to our topic of AI. I just wanted to talk about a little Elon Musk fiasco that he had.
Musk. It's fucking weirdo.
So AI,
Where does it go?
what does it do?
Where?
Who is it? What is it?
There's a lot of like things with AI.
I mean, there's that
Like-
Chat GPT thing right now, which is Been-
ChatGPT thing.
yeah, like you know the thing where you talk to it, a bit like that.
Siri?
No. Like you haven't heard of Chat GPT? I can't speak.
No, I've not like I'm not gonna lie to you.
You haven't
Like-
looked at much.
No,
Okay.
I've just been like work. That's all.
Okay. Let me explain this one.
Yes, please. Tell
Basically,
me.
if you ever remember this website that you used to go on, it was like a genie website where it would ask you like 20 questions and it would guess like what celebrity you're thinking of or whatever. Do you ever remember that? You never seen a game where you like there's like an
Never.
AI online there where you type in, and I'll show you after the podcast. But basically, it asks you a bunch of questions and you say, oh, they're this person, they have this, they have like yes or no, and then it guesses exactly who you are, right? That's the basic form of AI, where it's
Right.
running these answers through an algorithm and narrowing it down. Now, this form
Oh.
of AI or chat one, you basically ask it anything, and it will just have a comprehensive list of like an answer. So to give you an example, some people were saying, can you write me a CV?
I've
These are my
seen that,
qualifications. Yeah, and they will just write out a perfect CV.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
I think that's a lot of like sort of like how to say you're basically feeding it with like internet stuff.
Yeah. But
and
it's been fed for like multiple like years now because of Google and Microsoft
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's really fun. Yeah, that's the stuff like that where it's like scary.
It is because like
Because like
this recently got banned in schools because what kids were doing were feeding the essay question to the AI, and the AI was writing the essay for them.
Mm.
Like it would literally be like, you know, what's the difference between Conservative and Labour Party? But I need it to be 2,000 words long. Done. Like in seconds, it was already done.
yeah,
And it would be different every time because everyone else would, if everyone else asked it a different question, it would just still have it. And then you just go
Yeah.
through it, change bits that you know that sound like an AI or sound weird, and you've got the whole
Yeah.
essay there done.
yeah. See, I think that's like there's like the scary side of AI where
Yeah.
you're like kids nowadays like basically like lazy.
Yeah, because they're not going to think for themselves. Like
Yeah,
I'm
like,
all for like our AI overlords. So if the AIs ever take control and they search back our history, just remember I'm a supporter. All right, don't kill me. But
like I don't. It just defeats the whole purpose of you learning. You might as well not go to school if you're gonna go through that route. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean?
through
Like,
the school thing, I think it's like bad.
mm,
But like, imagine a teacher. This is a different way you could choose it, right? Imagine a teacher asks the AI, plan a lesson for me
mm,
with like involving biology and this, and then it just plans the lesson for you.
yeah,
A lot of teachers who like spend a lot of time planning lessons out, and that's why they get no free time at home. This AI could just do it for them. That's just one example.
again, it's like I get like the whole free time, but it's like at the same time, it's like it kind of like if that's the case, like you might as well like let the AI like run the class.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like there's no point a teacher being there or like in fact like there's no point a student or a teacher being
Well,
there.
okay, like the AI isn't that sophisticated yet. Like they still have like there would be some answers that you'll read and you can clearly tell where there's an AI.
Mm.
But I mean, it will get to that point in like a 50, 100 years or whatever. It is going to get
Close.
to that point.
Mm.
Like,
It's-
You know,
if it,
once the AI is out of the bag, which is now,
yeah,
it's not going to go back in the bag. Like
mm,
Google, I don't know if you heard, what was it? There's DuckDuckGo, which is like a web browser
mm,
extension onto Chrome, and then Bing, I think, are integrating AI into their search engines. So now, if you was to go on Bing and say, like, give me a summary of this article I'm reading, it will give you a fucking 3-line summary of what this article you're reading is.
it's really weird.
Or if you go to Bing and you're meant to treat it like a conversation. So you say like, "Oh, I'm like looking for this specific car. I can't remember. It's this," and it will just give you the answer. Like,
That's-
because Google and stuff have been using algorithms for a long time.
yeah, but it's like,
This is the next step.
yeah, this is like you could literally like have this input like in a robot and just have it like
Yeah,
and I think that's like where like literally head into like iRobot
yeah,
like film,
definitely, yeah.
which is like kind of funny,
I
but
mean, it is scary. It is like
yeah, because
because we're accelerating like really fast right now, like
yeah,
technology wise. Like we went from 3D printing, which is already like crazy, because they're 3D printing freaking like organs now
yeah, but like, again, that's like
and like tissue.
the sort of like the part where it's like it's actually like good for humanity, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like helping, but like there's also the part of it where like people are printing guns like
yeah.
made out of plastic
But
and
there's
shit like
always
this,
going to
and
be
it's
good
like
and bad, right?
yeah,
Like for instance, the AI thing again.
mm,
Somebody was saying that you can use the AI to run diagnostics on like programs and
mm,
software, and there wouldn't be a bug again because the AI is going to be constantly looking for it. You know, like stuff like that. It's kind of nuts what the AI is going to be capable of doing, and
yeah,
it only just learns and gets better. That's what's scary a little bit about it.
because like again, if this gets out of hand, like there's not gonna be like workers, like you wouldn't need like certain like work like wouldn't need people.
No, that's true.
They'll just have they'll just have this AI, like and like that
But
sounds
then,
great and stuff,
so
but
okay, so the way that this is in a perfect society again,
mm,
who we don't live in one, but a perfect society would have the AI would take over a lot of the medial and rubbish jobs that we don't
mm,
want to do, right? And then the people that are already in those industries get freed up time to do something else,
mm,
and we get time to do other things like leisure or spending money, basically, because that's what stimulates the economy's growth, and that's why they're figuring out. You remember the universal pay thing,
yeah,
where everyone just gets paid by the government, because that's been proven to stimulate growth in the economy.
mm,
Imagine AI just takes over all these rubbish roles that no one wants to do anymore, and you have more time to work on yourself, like learn a language or learn new skills or go and do something else, like go and travel, go and like that's the
but
idea. That's the goal.
it's it's a nice and like good idea, but it's like I feel like there's always gonna be like I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect. There's always gonna be an issue with it, but like
Yeah,
I feel like people always want to have like a job, and like if AI can take over, they'll be like, oh, like so like if I can't do that role, and I don't know what to do like any
yeah.
other role, like I wouldn't like
But
some
see
people
that
they wouldn't
okay.
know how to do
So
like
what I would
finding
say
a
to
job.
that is you could go to the next level, which is have you always wanted a job or to do work in something because you've always been taught that you need to work? Like from a young age, we've school and stuff just tells you what you're going to be doing as a job for the rest of your life. That's all
Mm,
you've ever been taught from a kid. Like where you cosplay basically as police officers, firefighters, like doctors, like from a young age.
mm,
You've always been drilled into your head that you're going to be working the majority of your life.
mm.
So I'm wondering if like when you actually do have free time, because a lot of people when they get to retirement they go, "Oh my god, I didn't know what to do with myself," because you've been working for 50 years of your life.
Yeah.
That's why. Like if I'm thinking about like the next generation, I guess. Will they get
Mm.
lazy? I don't know. Maybe. Or are they going to get enlightened? Like, are they
I
going to think in a
reckon
different way?
I reckon like this is just my opinion. I think they're just gonna be like lazy.
Hmm.
You know, it's almost scary because again, it's just like it's just like one step from like having like an actual like robot.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? and it's just like, and I think people, as much as people want to be like, oh, like like it's great that this and that like, these are taking over these jobs. Like I think deep down, like it's gonna be bad in society for the
Yeah.
long run.
Well,
Like,
I slightly disagree. I don't think it's going to be bad, but I know it's more of a pessimistic view to say that.
Mm.
But you got to have some hope, right? Otherwise, we're just like thinking we're going to go like it wouldn't have wars. Put it that way. These wars would just get, if it was all AI dominant, wars would be like obsolete. Wouldn't happen anymore, right?
but then you always have people who feel like they're gonna be oppressed because they don't have, I don't know, the people freedom or whatever that shit is.
But if are they going to be stronger than these AI robots that you're talking about? Probably not, right? So like,
why is it a fucking machines, man?
Like you could argue again, like there's so many like social arguments you can make, like that you're already kind of a slave. You know, you have to work, you have to pay rent, you have to pay tax, you have to live in a society.
That's become like a part of like life. You have to work to earn money to live.
Exactly,
And
it's become a part of
like,
life.
like if people rely on this AI to do their job, sure they're gonna have a lot of free time, but then they're also gonna be complaining about money.
But would you not then start thinking about the next step? Like they're not going to complain about money because, as I said, there'll be universal pay. But like you would think about the next step after the AI. Like what is the next step? If AI can use 3D printing to like, I don't know, print an organ or something, we're going to live longer. You know, we could solve a lot more issues. I mean, you will live longer. If you could replace all your organs apart from your brain, you will live longer.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. It's turned into like a really deep like conversation where we don't really know what we're talking about. But like my other point was I was going to say is that people would always say stuff like, oh, well, they won't ever be able to take away the creative like arts. And that's where I was going to talk to you. Yeah. Like you can now just go on to, I don't remember what the AI is called.
I don't know either.
You can go on it and just say like medieval, I don't know, medieval Batman or something like that. And it'll just, the AI will just make art.
Yeah.
Like, because it's been, and there's controversy around it because apparently the AI has been fed a lot of stolen artwork.
Yeah, it's basically like a collage of like every artwork that you've posted on the internet. That's literally it.
But some of the art looks good, man. Like it looks
fucking great, but
they can't do hands though.
Yeah, some hands are a bit weird.
The AI, they can't draw hands. I don't know what it is, but like they get like 8 hands. Like you ever look at an AI drawing, you see the hands, it looks weird. Like they do it weird.
But yeah, I think like personally, like I'm kind of like I'm 70%, no, 80%.
Yeah.
Like against it, but 20% for it.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you haven't like, I don't know, like an art block, right?
Yeah.
You could always like say like this, like you could always like search it up and like get inspiration from it.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
That's how I'd say it. But
at that point, are you just copying the AI?
True, but again, it's like, yeah, I guess you are, but like it's kind of like up to you to like change, like to again inspired by it. But there's also like the side of like people are just like saying that art. I'm not saying like anyone can't be an artist, but there has to be like a level of like artistry to it.
Okay, so this is where I was gonna say the devil's advocate, I guess, like side of it. I'm not an artist.
Yeah.
And I can't draw.
Yeah.
But now I can.
But you're not drawing it. You're feeding it an idea. It's like with the whole essay thing again. It's just like you feeding it.
But the difference is, I can do something with that artwork. So say for instance, I'm obviously not going to do this, but I'm just saying. Say for instance, I want to change this logo that we've got right here on the screen. Yeah. I could just go into the AI, do it, and I don't have to pay someone now. You know, it saves me money. It puts people out of job. Fair, it does. But it also stops the gatekeeping of some people who are like starting up and they don't have the money to pay these artists to make logos and stuff like that. They could just do it themselves now. You know, I think it's horrible and it's shitty. But like, that's the way you're gonna go, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like
because there was always there was even a debate, right, before this whole AI stuff, that people that use the digital sketch things, were not doing art, because what you could do is draw an eye, copy that eye, and then paste it onto the other side and flip it, and now you haven't made that eye, you just copied it. You know, like all these like Photoshop like artists who people go, well, that's not real art. There was always someone gatekeeping art.
Yeah, like,
you know,
like I'll always be a traditionalist, but I think it just saves you a lot of like money in a sense, because like, you could literally do everything in Photoshop, like the way the brushstroke works, the way it looks, but like it saves you the money, but also like I think
it's difficult because
it gives you more creative. Like, it gives like instead of you having like a messy like your kid, right? For example, you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
And you want to teach them how to paint. Instead of you having like a mess of paint everywhere, you can literally just give them an iPad and like a pen, and then that's it. You can go crazy with it.
But would you say that it takes more skill to draw traditionally than it does on one of those draw pads?
Yeah, because
so that person is more of an artist than the other one.
It's hard because being an artist is not just about like you being able to like blend on. It's just also having you like your creativity.
Okay. Let me ask you this different angle, right? Because for someone like me, I've got dyslexia, right? I've got so many good like ideas, in my opinion, my good ideas, but I cannot translate them to paper. I find it really, really difficult to do that. This would help me. I would have stories in my head which I wanted to write when I was younger, but I could not write them. I physically couldn't put them on paper. It was really, really difficult. I used to get frustrated and just give up. Now I could feed this idea into an AI, write it for me. I go through and make some changes and stuff like that. What I don't want, what I do want, and I can actually see my creations now on real life.
But that's not you doing it though.
But it's my idea. The AI didn't come up with it.
It's your idea, but it's like
it's still my intellectual property.
No, it's not, because it's literally like just like the AI taking it from multiple sources.
But okay, they're not taking it from multiple sources. They're just taking the idea of what it is from multiple sources, i.e., a cat. The AI only knows what a cat is because it's been fed images of a cat, so it knows what a cat is. But you couldn't say that it didn't. It's not going to invent the cat. But if I say a cat with demonic eyes, it knows what demonic eyes look like, and it knows what a cat looks like, and it just splices them together. That's the idea. It's not like it's like stealing somebody else's stuff. It's just sourcing them from different places. So the same way as for me, in my opinion, it's the same if an artist, say you, looked at a picture of like Balrog from Lord of the Rings and gone, that looks sick. I'm going to draw my own version. It's the same thing.
No, but
you're sourcing it from there.
Yeah, but it's like it's inspiration. It's like you're seeing it, and then you have your own take from it, your own side of creativity.
Yeah.
From it, instead of just like.
Is the AI not doing that? In some way, like it's looking at a source that you've given it, like a prompt.
Yeah, but
and then creating its own version of it.
I
don't know. In some weird way, I kind of feel like that's the way it's going.
I don't know. Like I don't.
It's hard. I'm never going to convince an artist that AI art is good. I know that.
It's not. It's just because like there's the other side of like I get what you mean of like from an artist side, like having that creative like thoughts in your head and like translating it. I get that, but it's like art is like it's not just like looking pretty. It's like art can be like whatever you want. It's not like that. I think that's why I look at AI art as like it's too perfect in my opinion.
Well, their hands are pretty bad.
I know, but like from the way they blend the shades and all that stuff. Like, you can do all of that.
Yeah,
it'll make it might take you some time, but
you could also just write in the prompt, make it imperfect.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like when you say, it's funny because you say stuff like, "Oh, art is like whatever you want it to be."
Yeah.
What if you want it to be this?
Then I don't know. It's just it's hard.
I agree. It's like it's a really hard topic because, like, I'm thinking of different aspects of it. Like I feel like whenever stuff like this comes out, like 3D printing or AI or whatever, our minds are like this, and then when they come out, you go, "Whoa!" Like there's a lot more you can do.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, AI drawing art could be used for police sketching, where somebody has seen a suspect do something to them, but they describe their face, and then the AI does it as a sketch, and you see loads of different like sketches, and they go, "Yeah, that's the one." You know, there's so many different possibilities. It's crazy.
I don't know. Like for me, that feels like that feels dirty from like from a guy that draws.
Yeah,
Because it's just like, where's the human touch in it? Where's the impact? Because I feel like
the human touch came from the software that it was written. That's it. That's all it is. Because
that's horrible, man.
I never thought like art would be the first one that AI came for. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it would be like waitressing or something like that. Because you know they said like when we were younger, you're gonna lose your job to a robot one day.
Yeah,
which is true. I think it will eventually happen. There are probably some jobs that are protected, but some that you think are protected and not, like artists. You know.
Yeah.
That I can see why everyone's getting so like pissed off about it.
Like, it is a whole. It's like it makes you feel obsolete.
Yeah.
You who have been like studying art or painting for like so long, just suddenly gets replaced with this one thing.
This is a hard skill. Like to do drawing and art and all that stuff is.
But again, it's like art. It's like everyone has, like, no matter what you draw or what would you think it looks like.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be like an audience for it. Like if you think about it, like Picasso, like his later years of work.
Yeah.
To me personally, it looks shit.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, but it is like I don't understand it. Like the whole like abstract.
Yeah.
I don't like. But like some people are like, oh my god, look at that! It looks great. Like, the artist's mind is so fucking like it's so wild and crazy and like this, like, you know what I mean. But with AI, it's like I feel like it's there's a weird perfect painting of it that lacks human.
For me, there's still some things that will remain human. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like there are some art that I think is absolute bullshit. Stuff like putting a banana on a canvas, sticking it to a wall, and that sells for millions of dollars. Or a blank canvas of white with just one red dot. Stuff like that pisses me off.
Yeah,
because that's not art, in my opinion. Yeah,
exactly.
Millions of people will tell you that's art.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like there's always going to be an audience for it.
Exactly. So AI art, there will be an audience for.
There will be an audience.
Because it looks amazing. Some of the stuff and some of the creations that you see can inspire other people to write or draw or make stories about the landscape they've seen in that photo or that art. Like I think there was an AI art of a landscape that would look mythical with like a city in the sky, and I was like, wow, imagine a story set in that like area, you know, like, or a game set in that place. So it's kind of like taking the art, as you said, as a reference and making something else from it.
Yeah, I
think people need to use it as a tool rather than the end product.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I think, was it an artist? You know her, Siren.
Yeah.
She like posted about it like a while ago, saying like what does she think about like AI art?
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that.
She was like she didn't like it because like when it came out, a lot of people was asking like what software you're using.
Yeah.
And she did not like that. Like she like the fact that she worked so hard to be where she is right now.
Yeah.
And only asked like what program do you use so I can use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of fucked up.
It does suck. Like, and that's what I was gonna say. Is like some of the art that I think that exists in the world is just terrible, and I wouldn't call it art. I'm not an artist. Some artists would probably say, "Oh, you don't understand it." I honestly, personally think it's a tax break for millionaires who want to buy art. But you know that's where I see it coming from, like this AI, like centric industry now. And I think that people can use it as a tool for their own endeavors, really.
Because like if you think about it, it's not just like art. Like art is also art. It's not just like the artists. They also like they can go into like architecturing.
Yeah,
all this
game design.
Everything.
Game design. Exactly. You can literally just feed the AI a level that you want to make, and it would do it for you. We'd have game design or film production, like especially with CGI. Production time would cut in like not by 80%.
Yeah, because like people like you're just like, oh, like concept an idea of this.
Yeah,
that's it, and you wouldn't need any artists. And
No.
that's like in a sense, I get it if you're trying to cut costs, but at the same time, it's like that's what artists are for. Like,
But
you know,
in my opinion, that's what I'm saying. There will still be an industry for certain art, like for instance, Banksy, right?
yeah,
I don't think that's crazy good art because it's not. It's just a stencil, but the message is what he does with it and where he does it. You can't get an AI to do that because an AI will be generated on the computer screen.
Yeah.
But him going out to these locations and actually doing the art is still going to exist even if you had AI art. Same with graffiti. That will still exist even if you had AI art. There will be some versions of art that is still human.
Yeah.
But I just think like the vast majority, I think, like maybe they have to find a way of doing like a disclaimer or something like that saying this was human made or whatever. But like the same with like deep fakes. That's scary as well, man. Like I saw a video the other day of a movie, and I think the girl says, "Oh, this situation's fucked. It's fucked up," right? And then what they did is they scanned her mouth, scanned the voice, scanned what she said, changed it to frick instead of fuck, and censored the movie without her having to do retakes, without her having to do reshoots. And it basically changed her to say whatever she wanted or whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And I know, like, what's his name? Keanu Reeves has a clause in his contract that says that he's not allowed, or the studios are not allowed to do any AI or deepfake stuff on his person.
Yeah.
Because like he's scared of that sort of stuff. Like what he's said could be taken out of context or taken to say something completely different.
Like anyone, I think.
And he doesn't get paid for that. He won't get paid for that reshoot, which I think is bad.
But again, anyone can do that to anyone. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. It's scary.
And it's just like that's another side of art that's like fucked up. It's right there. It's like like falsifying like people.
Because there's a video right now going around of like Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and like I think someone else like Obama or something, all playing Minecraft. Like, and they're not playing Minecraft obviously, but the AI and a deepfake is making it sound like it's them playing Minecraft with each other because they can imitate voices now.
That's what's
it's
wild,
scary, man.
Like I think we're heading into like a world of like just dystopian.
Well, we already were there, man. Like I think, like in my opinion, I think the way it's gonna pan out, at least in the future, is a lot of things that get decided are gonna have to be done in person. You'd have to be standing in front of the person to know that it's actually them speaking.
Yeah.
You know, or we're gonna have to bring back those wax seals that we put on letters that everyone's got their own unique one. Japan still has that system, you know. They still have the system. Like everyone has their own stamp.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
They're still a paper society, you know.
But again, they're like a country where
aging.
It's heavy on technology.
Yeah, funny enough, but it's very aging.
Yeah. It's just like weird, but
because apparently, if you move to that country and try and get a bank account, it's extremely difficult to get a bank account. It takes a long ass time to just even get a bank account in that country, because they don't do e-signatures or anything like that. So you actually have to travel to Japan to sign documents. Crazy.
But maybe we should learn from Japan. Who knows?
Maybe we should learn from AI.
Fuck AI, man.
Hey, you're gonna I don't condone that, AI overlords. Okay, just remember that one half of Strange Origins likes it.
I don't give a shit.
They're just gonna come for your children and your children's children and stuff like that.
I'll be dead by then, so I'm alright. Like, I don't give a shit.
They might save you in a jar. I don't know. You might be a brain in a jar.
Like fucking
so they can torture you every day. Yeah.
Hey man.
Disrespect the AI. All right.
What happened to me now is there's nothing compared to like what happened to me. I'm mentally broken. I'm fucked.
Well, I mean, AI can fix that. Put that Neuralink chip in their brain. Apparently, that got disapproved. Disproved? What's it called? Not allowed.
Yeah.
Basically.
By the government, I'm sure.
Yeah. They tried to get clinical trials approved, and they were like, nah.
You can. I think there's a benefit to it, but at the same time, I do get what they mean.
Would you get a chip in your brain?
If it was like Black Mirror, no. But if it was just to make me like fucking like I don't know like numb out from like work, yes.
Wait, you're just talking about drugs?
No, like
numb out from work. That's what you want when you have a chip in your brain. That's what you want. Instead of being like, I don't know, more intelligent or being able to process things faster, you just want numb.
Yeah, it's like from that TV series. I mean, you probably see it. I told you. Me and my girlfriend watched it. It's like it's called Severance.
I haven't seen it.
Basically, the whole premise is like these people, they sign up for work, right?
Yeah.
And like they literally go into work, they get activated, but there's it's also like their own personality, but it's different from what they're outside of work. That makes sense. So they're basically in work, and they don't know what the fuck is going on outside of work.
Okay.
And also it's vice versa.
Oh, so they got two different people working basically.
Yeah, they have two different minds.
Rick and Morty did an episode on that.
I think you told me about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that's how I want it to be, but at the same time, I don't want it to be like that.
No, I would never want that. I want to know exactly what I'm doing 100% of the time. I don't want to just wake up one day and I'm like, oh, I've been to work. I don't know what happened. And I'm also not learning any of those skills. I was talking to a friend yesterday about like how I think the UK just breeds stronger people sometimes, right? Or at least if you're in a cold country, because when it's cold, right? It's like -3 degrees outside. You've got to wake up and pull yourself out of bed to go to work, and I think that mental constitution you don't get in like a hot country. Because in a hot country, there's nothing like the cold, man. The cold is like it's numbing to some people.
For me, like heat is okay.
Yeah.
Like for me, cold is I love cold. I love being in the cold, but it's like it can be numbing sometimes. Like when you wake up,
debilitating to you.
Yeah, because it's also like when you get up and it's like you're just too comfortable because like as soon as you step out of the comfort, you're like, oh fuck, it's cold, and you want to go back in. You want to be like,
like having a shower, and then you come out of the shower and you're just freezing. Like,
fuck yeah.
That you got to be a certain kind of strong fortitude person to go to work every day. That's what I'm saying. Or even us. That's what I'm saying. Like in a cold country, like we had this cold snap for a while, and it's just horrible.
I think what's worse is like when people go in like Alaska.
Yeah, like Alaska, Siberia.
It just doesn't make
Greenland,
sense.
Those places.
Like there was no people there in the beginning, and then you decide to like make a fucking camp there and like have a population.
Yeah, like if we're strong, if we're stronger mentally here, those people are like up here.
Yeah, they're just like.
But then again, in those countries, you just don't work. Like you don't work when it's that cold.
But like the willingness to go out, to get up.
And, it's not willingness; it's survival. They have nothing left. They have no food.
Like the fucking electric bill to like fucking.
Yeah, like, they gotta go out and hunt.
Fuck that, man. That's crazy.
Anyway, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Very like AI heavy and discussion heavy. Let us know. Would you bow down to the AI overlords?
I'm curious.
Or would you be like Rod and burn those bridges?
I like the idea of it, but it's hard for me to like submit to it fully and call it art. It's just, I think as a creative person, it kind of like shows a massive like fuck you in your face the whole time.
It might be that Fallout thing though, where you wouldn't even know if there was an AI cyborg thing among us already. It could be. I could be one.
There you go. Jack confirmed. Don't see him next week. All right. He's been.
If you won't see Rod next week, then he's been assimilated.
I mean, one second. There's like a whole theory of us being in a simulation.
Yeah, I know that, but
I think that was kind of funny.
The thing is, anything could be true. Like I heard a different theory that the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of the universe; it was the end of a different one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you can't just throw out theories like this because no one's gonna know what's truth.
No, I think it's been proven that there wasn't a universe. There was like one before us.
It's very careful to say there's things that have been proven already because that was not proven.
I swear
it's not confirmed. Nothing is confirmed. To be fair, we still don't even really know if the Big Bang even happened. It's just a theory that's the leading theory right now.
The Big Bang.
We could all be on the back of a giant tail. We don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Like Men in Black all over again.
Like I heard, actually, last thing, I heard was it like a short about? I think it was like Neil deGrasse Tyson or something talking about it. It's like, oh, no, it was, what's that guy's name? Brian Cox.
Yeah.
He was talking about like, you know how this is the observable universe, like what we can see.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying like, well, if it's always expanding and light is always traveling, are we not going to be able to see further than that? And he said, no, that's it.
Yeah, there's like a wall. There's like a fucking wall.
There's like a wall. Like, you've been watching YouTube shorts as well. Like, there's just been a wall, and we won't ever be able to see further than that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We could just be like
That's
in a marble.
Scary. Yeah. On a cat fucking thing. In Men in
Like,
Black. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, there's that other one where they said that there's a void in space. There's a place that's called the Void. And like it's empty, it's just dark, it's black. There's no stars, there's no planets, there's nothing. And like people are like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Give yourself
our world problem is like it's so huge, right? But like just in space in general, it's just like
that's what, because somebody was saying, I mean, this is I personally think it's a dumb theory, but this is what people are saying. There are like levels of society. We're like level 1 or level 0, and it goes all the way up to like 9.
What?
Yeah, like there's one level of society where instead of, because we right now we harness the energy from our star, like i.e. solar power, fossil fuel, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
There's higher level societies harness. The cat's climbing on my chair. At higher level societies harness every star, every star in their galaxy or in their solar system. That's why it's the void. That's why it's dark, because they're taking all of the energy from their suns.
That's stupid.
Isn't that right, Ragnar?
That's just like.
Look at me. Looks majestic. Fuck.
I just see like. But
yeah. I'll send you it after this podcast. But like basically, there's a whole society structure where one uses the sun or their star, then the other one uses the solar system star, then the other one uses the whole galaxy star.
And one uses just the fucking like, the void or the dark
and that void is that they've used all of the galaxy's stars in that void, and they're getting all that energy. The theory is once you are able to harness all that energy, that you're immortal, because you just have too much energy. It's crazy what you can do with it. Anyway, on that bombshell, and Ragnar says goodbye.
Goodbye, sad boy.
We'll see you next time for maybe a little less intense podcast, and we'll talk about life. Atlantis. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.